It's Melanie coming to you from the Outer Banks, North Carolina. And tonight, I normally stay away from Facebook posts, and for some reason I was told to speak. And so I spoke honestly, and I spoke from my heart, and I spoke the truth, that when you take baby calves from their mothers, they cry. And that humans do not need dairy. They do not need cow's milk. We are the only species on this planet to drink milk past the age of being an infant. And milk is the number one, milk and animal products are the number one cause of disease in this country and around the world. I am living biological proof that you can heal your body with plants. And really, plants was the biggest change. I had a big spiritual change come June, but I lost a lot of weight up until June just by eating plants and living a life that was free of murder, cruelty, pain, and suffering. Here I am today, and I am so happy and proud to be alive and to be taking breaths of this life, and ain't nobody gonna bring me down, and no one's gonna break my stride. I'm not gonna break out in song as much as I want to. So yeah, I was gonna show you guys what I do when I'm stressed and what I do to help fix my soul and fix my mind. I'm going to pop into some handstands and some headstand. And my headstands tend to be pretty meditative, so yeah, we'll go from there. But I did this on the other video, Nick. Ooh, I love when my back cracks. It's going to help me learn my handstand push-ups, but we'll pop up into one real fast. I try not to use the wall so much, but I'm still learning my handstands. So there's one. And then here is, ooh, that's a toughie. So yeah, I've been doing handstands about a year. Or not handstands, headstands, excuse me. And before I couldn't even do a headstand. It was too painful on my head, on my scalp. It felt like somebody putting my skull into a vice grip. And now it brings me peace. It realigns my spine. Gives me comfort. In order to do a headstand, it requires a lot of self-centering, breath and muscle control, escape from reality. In a headstand, you have to focus on the moment and not what's going on in the world around you. When I ate dairy, it made me sick. I had bipolar. I was addicted to drugs because dairy has been proven to be addictive itself. As a child, I ate sticks of butter and drank milk out of a bottle until I was 5. It was addictive. And here I am today, free from the controls of the government, free from the mind control, free from the brainwashing. I think for myself. I breathe for myself. And I live for myself. And I wish everyone peace and love and kindness. And smile when you're faced with adversity. Together we can make it through. Peace and love. We'll do an upward dog. Actually, what we're going to do is a child's pose with an arm bind. Bring it forward. Kind of wring these shoulders out because they're a little bit tired and tense. That was my second long headstand because the first one, it canceled out on me right as I did it. So I think this one's still going. Do your neck rolls. They told me in school never to do these because it could break my neck. And after I learned I was being lied to my entire life, started to do neck rolls, and guess what? My neck stopped hurting so much. My body stopped hurting so much. So my brain felt clearer as well, and you're able to get better access of your cerebral spinal fluid. It helps open up the vessels and the pathways of your neurons. So neck rolls are primo. Start small, start simple, start just a few times a day. It used to take me probably 5 or 10 minutes just to work my way down and around and do this real slow. And I would do it about 10 times, and I'd go all the way around and feel all those cracks. But this is going to just lengthen your spine. It's going to move all of those toxins around and get them smushed out and get them into the bloodstream so they can exit the body. Getting your body moving. Primo. Get off the animal products. Get off the dairy. You can look like this. I've had 3 children. It is possible. And getting rid of those things, dairy and meat products and animal products, will stop you from being, not all the way, but yes, there are fat vegans, but it's because they choose to eat potato chips, candy, cookies, ice cream, Gardein chicken nuggets all the time. I choose to lead a whole foods, plant-based lifestyle, but I can tell a meat eater, and I can tell them by 3 things. They're generally overweight. They 90% of the time have a very ruddy complexion, and if it's not a very ruddy complexion, I do see ruddiness, especially if you're a meat eater, and a greasy complexion, oftentimes with a lot of dark bags under the eyes, and a dead look to the eyes. So I spoke those truths tonight, and I struck some nerves, and now I'm being talked about, and that's totally fine, because I'm at peace in my heart, and in my surroundings. I am at peace because I do not consume the adrenaline, the fear, the anger. I don't consume those emotions anymore. And you consume them through breast milk from cows. We're the only species that drinks breast milk after infancy. You do consume those hormones when you eat cheese. Those mothers have their children ripped away from them at 1 to 2 days old. They never see their children again. And oftentimes those children are sent to slaughterhouses for veal. I've seen calves thrown into giant piles in pits because they're just discarded. Male calves, you could go buy a male calf when I was a kid for almost nothing. And so my mother, we had our Jersey cow Brianna, and she would have a calf. We would artificially inseminate her and shove her hands in her anus, and then they'd inseminate through the uterus up to your shoulder too. They're the cow checking gloves. And we would then buy 3 male calves to nurse from her because she produced an overabundance of milk. Otherwise, we'd have to milk her. So we had 4 calves on her, 2 to 4 calves, depending on the year. And every time we took her children away, and she would grow to love those other ones. Not all the time, but most of the time she did. She was a wonderful cow. She cried. She would cry for weeks. She cried. And I remember the screaming, and it happened with other cows that we had. When we took those babies and we sent them to die or sent them to sale, sent them to auction, they're family. They have families. And who are we to judge? And who are we to give a number to somebody? Don't you all remember the Nazis and the concentration camps with those numbers on their arms? And they just had their families separated because they were just Jews and they didn't matter. And these are just cows and they don't matter. And so when you rip someone's child away from them and you send them to slaughter, it is the Holocaust. We are living the Holocaust. So I pray that everybody finds peace today. I'm going to find my peace. I already have. And I pray that you see what I have reflected back to you. And I pray that it opens your eyes. And I pray that it helps you gain more consciousness. And it may not happen today. It might not happen tomorrow. And it might not happen in 10 years. And it may never happen. But at least I tried, and at least I didn't stay silent. I didn't stand there like those millions of Germans that knew what was happening and knew that the ashes that were flying out of the sky and falling on the ground were those of human remains. And those Germans, they stood by and they did nothing. I won't be one of those Germans during this Holocaust. I will speak. I will speak clearly, and I will speak very honestly. And I will provide love and peace while I do it. But don't tell me to not be honest. And don't tell me that I am appalling for my honesty. Because my honesty comes from my heart. and my honesty comes from love. Not only for myself, for my children, and for my family, but my honesty comes for you. Because I don't want anyone to feel as sick as I did. I don't want anyone to feel the pain that I have felt and experienced in my life, which has been immense amounts of pain. I want this entire world to feel peace, harmony, kindness with everybody and everything that's on this planet. Those are my prayers for tonight. What are your prayers? Leave your comments in the section below. Share my video if you like it. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace, love, namaste.